Yeah.
Shit.
That's okay.
Shit, guys, sorry.
Hello. Welcome to the second episode of The
Dilemma.
So today we're gonna, if you listen to our first episode, it was our Galentine's Day, like self-care, setting boundaries, all of that jazz. We dove right into it, and but we're actually gonna backtrack and talk about how we came about the dilemma. I mean, the lore of the dilemma.
The dilemma lore.
The dilemma lore.
And
if you're interested.
apologies in advance. I have a little cold. It's winter and everyone's sick right now, and I got so.
Make it like raspy, like, you know,
Yeah.
like alluring.
I am a little bit
mysterious.
upset that we didn't do this last week because I had such like a sexy sick voice. I sent you a voice memo as a preview. It's gone now. Now I just sound disgusting.
She did sound like she sounded mysterious and alluring. But yeah, so we came about this because, again, like if you listen to our trailer, if you haven't, listen to the trailer. Like it was said before, we're 97 babies born at the latter end of 97, so like we barely.
No, I think 97 is like would it be it's the first year of Gen Z.
Yeah, I was saying that we were only like in the 90s babies, but like barely 90s babiys. Obviously, I still claim to be a 90s baby.
Yeah.
But
no, it actually makes me sick to think that, because like what my brother was born in 2001.
Really?
And I think he's 23, I think. So that means that 2002 or 2003 babies are now 21. So that's insane to me.
I know. That
makes me ill.
Yeah, there's this thing when it was, I think when it was 2021 or it was 2022, whatever the year was. And I was like, oh, how did you check my ID so fast? And I was like, oh, 19. And I was like, meaning like if you were born in 2000, you're already 21. But yeah, we're cuspers. We're first year of being Gen Z. And
we're the prototypes.
One time someone called me Gen Z and I was like, don't you ever disrespect me like that again.
It's weird though, because like I think a lot of people in like our little subset sort of feel the same way. I don't really relate to like full millennials, and I don't really relate to full Gen Z.
Same.
Because like we still played a lot of those like, or had a lot of those weird like 90s moments. Like when I see like lists like you're a 90s baby if you remember this. Like I remember all that stuff.
Right. It technically doesn't fit us because we're not quote unquote millennials.
Yeah.
And my brother was born in 96, so he's the last cutoff for millennial.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and he's like, you're not a millennial. And I'm like, stop it. And then my best friend who was born in 98, she's like something Gen Z. I was like, don't disrespect me like that.
Honestly, I would count 96 to 98 as millennials, as cuspers. Yeah,
I do too. So I don't know what they're talking about, but
they don't know what they're talking about either.
But also, like you mentioned, like the weird like little pocket are.
Yeah.
It's funny because we're in the subset of like being cuspers. This weird subset of being cuspers, but also it translates. It's funny that it translates into other things years later, particularly pandemic. And we have both gone to grad school. We both have master's degrees. And in our case of like specifically like can speak for like 97, some people were like, oh yeah, they were 1 year into the workforce and then the pandemic happens. Some people may have gotten laid off. Some people like started doing remote work, or you could have been in the group of like you just graduated from college into the world of the pandemic. And we are part of the latter group where we graduated into the pandemic. And I graduated, and then a year later I started grad school. Like I took like maybe 6 months of like trying to look for a job and find stuff during the pandemic, and unsuccessful, and then decided to try and make myself more marketable, and like deciding to get a master's degree. And that's like, I feel like that's not like a unique story. And some people are like, did you go get a master's degree in the pandemic because you couldn't find a job? I'm like, that's not the only reason, because I thought about getting a master's degree prior, but I mean the process was expedited by the pandemic happening.
Yeah. No, I mean mine is essentially the same story. Like I don't remember if you mentioned this, but we graduated undergrad in like 2020, which is like peak pandemic, or beginning of the pandemic. Everything was like absolutely shut down. There were no jobs whatsoever. And I mean, for me, like you said, I tried to find a job for a few months. There was literally just nothing out there. Like nobody was doing anything.
It's funny because you like from graduating and then like the fall semester later. Yes. What is that sound?
Oh, probably someone above me.
Are they, like, it sounds like they're opening a garage door.
They might be vacuuming.
You had gone, like, we graduated in 2020, and then you started grad school in 2020. I started grad school in 2021.
Right.
Essentially, I was, like, a year after we graduated, but you started, like, several months later, but kind of, but still, like, the same thought process, though,
Right.
But your situation was different because...
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, same thought process. Like, I sort of, like, toyed with the idea of maybe going to grad school eventually. Right. Honestly, in my industry, grad school doesn't really matter that much.
Right.
But it was better than doing nothing, I figured.
Right.
So, and it was kind of funny because, like, my dean contacted me and was like, hey, I remember you were thinking about grad school at one point. And I was like, yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah, and he was like, so we have a lot of spaces in our fall grad program because all the international students got deferred because of the pandemic. And so I was easily able to just kind of, like, hop into one of their seats for the year. It just kind of worked out really easily, and it was really nice and, like, a smooth transition. So I just took the opportunity, and I don't really regret it because I ended up pivoting into a new field during my grad degree, like an adjacent field. Mm-hmm. So it did sort of, like, define my career as it is now. So I don't regret it, but it was definitely not planned.
Right.
For that moment, at least.
Yeah. I was gonna, like, similar situation. I mean, we were in, like, the same, like, college, but we were, like, different majors. But we had the same dean because we were in the same college of, like, in our university within the same college. Yeah. But but very similar. I went to a different school than you did for grad school. And I also did different types of majors, but, like,
we were both in we both did design. We did different types of design.
Yeah. So I switched into doing more of, like, kind of, like, businessy. Now I do, like, more marketing and programming and stuff like that, like, more, like, brand management type. Yeah, brand management would probably be the best way to describe it. Yeah. And because of grad school, like, the major that I did, it, like, allowed me to, like, pivot into a different field. And I mean, I did a internship in college similar to what eventually led me into my current career path now, but definitely grad school solidified that path for me. So I definitely, I guess, like, I would say my major is kind of, like, non-traditional for my field, but there's not necessarily a specific type of major for that field, because I know someone who's in communications, who majored in communications in undergrad. We do the same thing. Yeah. So
I would say it's completely, like, off the wall. It seems pretty like it seems like a logical path to me.
Right.
But I guess, like, what we're trying to say is we grew up in our, like, early 20s during a time of a lot of change, and I think everybody in our little subset of millennials they did go through the same thing at the same time. So I think it's a very, like, relatable experience to kind of, I don't know, have your life jostled around in a way that was completely unprecedented. I hate that word. And unprecedented and just unique to our generation. Yeah.
And not to say that other people didn't go through changes and stuff like that, but it's just, like, because different generations go through different changes.
Yeah, but this ain't about them.
This is not, but let's be frank, this is not about them. We're talking about us. I mean, like, and pivoting and having to change is, like, a natural part of, like, growing up, and, like, not, like, going back into the pandemic, but it was a very eye-opening, transitional.
Transformative. That's one way to put it.
Transformative.
I think it's defined a lot of our quirks now, even. I feel like,
What do you mean?
I don't know. I just feel like before the pandemic, people were more social. They were more adept at, like, adapting easier. Now everyone's, like, not everyone, but I feel like so many people are more, like, homebodies now. People have forgotten how to communicate with one another. Nobody really, like everyone just kind of sticks to their group of friends. No one really socializes. I don't know how to describe it, but something shifted. I don't know if you feel that, but
I was gonna say I was like that in college too.
Really? Yeah.
Well, I just have like a face or a personality that people just want to talk to, and
you get this a lot.
Oh God, I hate it. It was worse when I was younger, because people would just come up and tell me their whole life stories, and
that's
I'm
weird,
like,
dude.
Yeah, no, I
can't even fathom.
And I didn't even ask. And I was like, I just said hello. It depends on the situation. Like sometimes like when it's just like just like out and about, like I just like want to keep to myself, and like even before then.
Yeah.
But when I would go downtown and drink,
oh yeah,
I was a social butterfly.
Yeah, you said.
But I mean, yeah, like going back to it, like a little bit before then, I would like I had my friends, and I would like stick to like my friends, and I mean the only like one of the main reasons of how like I met new people was because like through my friends, and I wouldn't like go out and branch out, and maybe that's just like to my personality of like being more of a homebody. But I will say, but actually I would say that you're right, because I'm definitely even more so now more of like a homebody, and like I just enjoy just being like at home and just like doing stuff like inside. And I was gonna say that even affected things like I don't like really drink that much.
I mean, I think part of it, because I mean it's changed even like small like micro social interactions, like QR codes instead of like waiters and waitresses coming up to you. I don't know, small things like that, and it's odd. And I know part of it I think is just because like, I mean, the pandemic made everything so expensive. So it's like you can't walk outside of your apartment without spending $15. Like it's like,
right. So
people aren't as like, I guess, likely to go out and hang out and do those sorts of things. And like me and my friends are trying to like come up with activities that we can do even just at home and stuff to like, still socialize, but save some money. And it's hard because we realize like everything revolves around like the almost like food and drink scene.
Right. I love the ambiance of a wine bar, but I refuse to buy. Like, I don't like buying alcohol at restaurants. Yeah. Because I'm like, I can just like, I mean, obviously I can't make a drink, like some drinks I can't make at home. Right. But like a bottle of wine or a glass of wine, I refuse to buy at restaurants, because I'm like, I can get an entire bottle for this glass, the cost of this glass now. But I just listen to so many conversations about people talking about how expensive things are, and like comparing the prices. Like I know this one guy, he was like, oh yeah, like I used to get Subway all the time, but like I only go to Subway now when I have coupons because it's gotten so expensive.
like
McDonald's.
Remember you used to be able to get like a whole meal under like $5?
Yeah. Or some people are like, oh, you know who has like the best the best savings deals? The like a Food Lion has the best savings deals. Like the MVP cart has the best deals. Sometimes I'm like, Harris Teeter, I'm like, what conversations are we having? Yeah. We're in our 20s. But I mean, it's valid because I definitely want to try extreme couponing.
Yeah, I know a lot of excuse me, a lot of my friends are like buying new cars right now, me included. And it's funny because I feel like, you included. It's funny because like we're all kind of doing things at the same time. Like we all bought our first car around the same time. So now we're like buying our second car around the same time. But anyway, like I also I got in a car accident like before the pandemic. So I ended up having to, this is my third car. I had to get a new car before like pre-pandemic, and it was honestly like a great deal. Like I got a great price for it, but that was just how like it was back then. Like you could get used cars for like decent prices.
Right.
But a lot of people, me included, looking now, like you can get something like for thousands more than I paid like before the pandemic, and it's just really eye-opening to see how prices have just soared for like even like used vehicles.
The generation that are going to be renting forever.
Exactly. That's so exactly. Like it's depressing, but not to be depressing, guys, but it is. But we're making the most of it.
We are making the most of it. We're trying. We're adapting to change. Yeah. And we're
resilient, guys.
We're resilient. But I definitely, in the sense of saving money, in college I tried to do my own nails. Less successful. Now I unlocked the cheat code. Not really, but I definitely I lost one. I lost a soldier. My nail. One of my nails popped off.
I was gonna say your nails are always looking really good. I'm impressed that you do them yourself.
I do them myself. I unlocked the cheat code. Will I tell you that cheat code? No, I'm kidding. I'm not kidding. But I'd like to do like a lot of things myself. There's like I like to do my nails myself, but I do draw the line at some things. Like, I would never, TMI, I would never wax myself. I've never tried to, but I had a friend who tried to. I can't put myself through the pain. But I do my own nails. I mean, I'll go and get pedicures, and then sometimes I'll do my hair myself, but like I do enjoy going to the salon to get my hair professionally done.
I'm trying to think of ways that I save money. To be honest with you, I sort of eat out a lot, and
I was gonna say, like, I feel like you're better at like cooking and stuff than I am, or like eating out less.
You think?
I mean, I don't know.
I feel like
maybe it's just an assumption that I have.
It's an illusion.
Maybe it is.
A facade. I do. Oh no, you're good. You're good. And I was just gonna say, like, I have made a point to try to like cook more meals, and that's partially because I've been really into like fitness this year, and trying to follow, like, I'm trying to become a muscle mom, you guys.
She's gonna be ripped.
She's gonna be ripped.
She's gonna be bench pressing while we're doing this. Bench pressing meat.
Yeah, so maybe a Pilates princess. We'll see.
I love it.
We'll see where
regardless
it takes us. But regardless, I've been into fitness, so I've tried to like cook more because it's a lot easier to track like macros that way and stuff like that. Not to get like all nerdy on you, but I feel like I eat out a lot because I don't know, like everything is so expensive now, like groceries and stuff. I almost feel like it evens out in the end anyway. Like I just buy like less groceries and just eat out more because groceries are as much as eating out now. I don't know. Sure. Am I crazy or
no?
Yeah.
I mean, where I spend the most money is like food, like the grocery store, whether it's the grocery store, whether it's eating out, whether it's delivery. That's where I spend the most money.
Yeah.
I've actually been impressed with myself and being able to like, and I would go like religiously get my nails done to like, cause that's something that I love to do.
Yeah.
But then I started doing it myself and it doesn't look half bad. So I'll do that, but I'll get that.
Yeah. I feel like I think where I've been saving money is I used to be really bad about like buying like clothes and shoes and stuff like that.
Yeah, same.
And now I just really try not to step foot in those stores unless I need something and I have like an objective. I also have really gotten into, especially for like home decor, just like thrifting and like upcycling things to match, you know, like my evolving decor. Like for example, like I had these like cool candlesticks I had thrifted and then I painted them black to match my new decor.
But her apartment is very aesthetically pleasing. She's always been like our interior designer.
Thank you. In another life.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of thrifting, home goods. I love it. But yeah, Facebook Marketplace too.
Yeah.
I am a heavy lurker on Facebook Marketplace. But yeah, so just like little ways I can kind of, I don't know, if I want something, I'm like, can I find this on Facebook Marketplace for cheaper?
I never realized how much people thrifted, but I definitely want to get more into it. I definitely want to. Actually, the next time I move, I might actually go like more into like thrifting for like my decor, because I don't know. I have like, there's so many things like that I want to do, and I feel like, especially, and I said this in the last episode, where I'm like, oh, every time Valentine's Day comes around, it like renews my sense of romanticizing my life. But also that's also true for the New Year's. Like I want to, there's like when I say romanticizing my life, I want to get like my apartment together, where I want it to be organized and I want it to be decorated properly, but that involves money and I don't want to spend that money. But I think also when any changes happen, like when you have to pivot, like I think that also renews the idea of like, I want to, like, it makes you like reflect and think back about like, hey, like, how do I want my life to look? And I mean, even though pivoting and even though change can be hard, I think it's I think for me, it can be hard and it can be difficult, but it helps me to, like, you know, do like a reset.
Yeah,
and
I love that.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, although it's hard, it can be beneficial because it makes me like reflect and like, how do I want to do things the way like my life is going? Do I want it to continue this, or do I want to revamp and do like a 180 and stuff like that? So
yeah, how can I take what is available to me and mold it into the next steps that will take me to where I'm trying to go? Right. Yeah. And even if those are like tiny steps,
like thrifting,
which I love, but yeah, even if those are tiny steps, like any small step, shuffle, I don't know, crawl in the right direction is good. And I really do, like, we're talking about the pandemic and stuff, like our generation, like our little subset was kind of shafted. Like we really didn't have the opportunity to use our early 20s to figure some of this stuff out.
Right.
Like we were stuck. Everything was like time was practically frozen. Yeah. And so I feel like we were sort of like just kind of, we found ourselves in our mid-20s, but we were in the bodies of early 20s people just being thrown into adult life, if that makes sense. And I feel like a lot of people really feel that way. And it's been a journey. Like there's been a lot of change, a lot of pivots, a lot of learning, and we're all in it together.
Yeah. I was gonna say, to your point, I didn't date in high school. I didn't really date in college. When I was in high school, I was like, oh no, it's okay. Like I'll definitely date in college and I'll be fine and stuff like that. When I got to college and I had people that I would like hang out with or like go out with and stuff like that. And I'm like, you know what? It's not like terrible that I'm not like dating like a lot now, because when I graduate and when I get a job and when I start my career, like in my early 20s, that's when I'll like start to date and have more experiences and stuff like that. So I wasn't too heavily focused on that. But then we graduated into the pandemic, and I feel like, I don't want to say I was robbed of that, but it kind of like, you know, and I don't want to say like set me back or anything, and that's like my specific experience. Yeah, like
we all lost something in the pandemic, whether it was like an experience, you know, something even greater than that. I mean, everyone lost out on something. Yeah, it's just kind of how it is, and we're all, like I said, learning and growing as we go along. And I really feel for, like, I mean, our generation, we had it bad in that we were kind of set back. Like I feel like I'm 27 now, but I kind of feel like, you know, I lost out on my early 20s, and I lost out on like 3 years of growth almost, and even like career growth in a way. Right. So I feel like in a way I am like 3 years behind. So I'm like 24 almost. Like I feel like, I don't know. I feel younger than I am. Yeah. I don't know if you also feel that way.
When I think back on like my early 20s, it feels like a blur.
Yeah.
And no, well, I guess that is feeling younger. It feels like a blur. Yeah. Like I acknowledge that I like aged, and I am not that, like I'm not in my early 20s, but I'm like, but it feels like a blur. It feels like,
I think a better word for it is like if there's a disconnect.
Yeah.
In a way.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
Like I am older, I know how old I am, and I'm doing the things that an older person does.
Like children who can't act.
Like,
let me stop. I don't know.
Like, you know how people are like, oh, a pandemic puppy? I'm a pandemic adult.
Yeah.
Okay? I was thrown in here against my will.
A pandemic puppy.
But
also, I feel like the people that started college.
I was gonna say
pandemic,
they were truly shafted.
I felt like you were getting to that.
I was, yeah.
But the people that started college in the pandemic, I definitely feel bad for them, because like, even though I like how it was like for us, like we said goodbye to some of our friends and went on spring break, and we didn't know we were saying goodbye to our friends, like for some of them, like for like years.
I mean, I had some like classmates, friends, etc., who I just have straight up never seen again.
Yeah, same. Yeah, same.
It's so weird. Like we didn't even say goodbye, because we thought, like see you after break, that type of thing.
Exactly.
And just never saw those guys again.
Yeah. And we missed out having the rest of our senior year and graduation and stuff like that. And I mean, that was sad, and it was like something that I had to like, you know, work through. I mean, but I will say that people that were seniors in high school, like they missed out on their high school graduation, and they truly missed out on their like freshman years of college, because I'm like, I mean, like their first 3 years of their 4 years of college, it's crazy. And I was like, I'm sad that I didn't get my senior year, but like I think my college, my first couple of years were like really formative years in my young adult life.
Oh, for sure.
So, and I definitely wouldn't trade those experiences. Like, I don't know, like had I not had those, I don't think I'd be like.
Right. I mean, you and I met like during those formative years.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but yeah, I just think we should really count our blessings, like you're saying. Yeah. So we are lucky in some ways. Like I said, everybody's missed out on something.
Yeah. Change is a part of life.
I do think it was weird though, going from like college and like having. I mean, I think in college you have like the most friends you're going to have like in your life at one time. Yeah. So like you're living by all your friends, your classmates. You're talking to tons of people at a time. Yeah. It was interesting going from that, having the most friends that you're going to have in your adult life most likely at one time, to isolation.
Yeah.
like absolutely nothing. Like no college parties,
Right.
no like late night studying with your friends.
For
no,
some people. Some people still did it.
Well, some people still did. I was responsible.
I was too.
I guess from my perspective, it was weird going from having a ton of friends to, and I mean, not like being like, oh, I don't have any more friends, because
Right.
like you could still text them and stuff,
Right.
but like the hangouts where there were like no hangouts and
Yeah.
stuff, like, you know? Yeah.
It was us, like me and some of my friends, how they had like next Netflix party or whatever.
Oh, I remember Netflix party, throwback.
Or those things where you can like watch videos at the same time and then like talk to each other, like us doing that and from our childhood bedrooms.
Yeah, no, literally, you're so right. I was in my childhood bedroom watching like Netflix party with like my boyfriend at the time. It was so dystopian. I don't know, in a weird way. It was odd.
Like having like these like if you do like a group FaceTime in your childhood bedroom and like talking to other people in their childhood bedroom.
Yeah, it felt very like, I feel like I sort of regressed in a way.
Yes,
like it was like
definitely.
I was back in high school. Like, and instead of like talking to my friends on my parents' landline, I was FaceTiming my friends from my phone. But it's like the same idea. Yeah. Weird times. But yeah, I know that was a throwback. 90s babies. But I guess like aside, like going back to kind of the point, like, I mean, we went through all of these changes and unprecedented times.
Unprecedented.
I know. And then we still made it though. Like we're doing well now, and I think a lot of my friends are doing well, and I think we're finally coming out the other side of that weird haze. That you were talking about. Just we're doing great, and wherever you guys are, hang in there.
Hang in there, because
Godspeed. Whatever situation is bothering you right now, there will be a different situation bothering you
exactly.
in the future.
I think that's better. Like, not it gets better, but I mean there'll be something else that you'll dislike even more.
So or focus on like something will be resolved and you'll focus on something else.
So there'll be other problems that's gonna pop up. That's just the part of life, you know. Like maybe it'll get better, maybe it'll get worse. Who knows?
Maybe. Yeah, it'll definitely be different.
It'll be different. It'll definitely be different. Whether that's good or bad, it'll be different. Yeah. And that is the essence of the dilemma.
Yeah. Bye. Bye.